how are you doing today? If you're having a bank holiday, well, happy bank holiday Monday to you. What are you up to? Hope it's been really relaxing. Hopefully the sunshine will come out for you and you'll be able to do all the things that you'd like to do on what would usually be a long weekend. So thank you for joining me. Lovely to see you all here this morning. So what are we doing today? We are making some beautiful, well, I call them window hangings, but they could be sun catchers. You could hang them in your garden, a little bit of wall art, whatever it is that you want to do with them, really. And it's going to be pretty informal make today. So I'm going to be showing you some of the components, and you can be as creative as you want when you put those together. So we've got a fantastic offer on for you today. So all the pack will include all the different types of beads. We've got lovely beads, we've got wire beads, we've got heart pendants, and they should be £16 today. But they've been discounted for you for £10. Now we do only have a limited amount, so if you want them, I would get them quick. And this is the perfect weekend to get them, because obviously this weekend they've got the discount bank holiday offer on. So if you spend £25, you can use the code AUG, as in August 521, and you're going to get £5 off. And if you spend over £50, you are going to be able to use the code August or AUG1021, and that'll give you the £10 off. So absolute bargains for you today. So this is a really great time to get buying all the supplies that you need. So let me say good morning to everybody, see what you are up to. So good morning, Jan. How are you doing? Are you okay? She says it's overcast in Weston-super-Mare. Jan, it's usually sunny. What's going on? Good morning to you, Gwen. Hope you're all right as well. Lucy says, good morning, everybody. Sounds a bit funny. Oh no, not this again. Right, let me just have a little check if I can. Do I sound better now? It might just be me, to be honest. It might be just my voice. It keeps feeling like it's going. I don't know where it's going to. Do I sound any better, any clearer? Good morning, Mina. Hope you're okay. I know you've been doing the show, haven't you, this weekend, Mina? I've seen your gorgeous bracelets. I hope that went well for you. Good morning, Francis. Good morning, Victoria. Says good morning, everybody. Good morning, Natalie and everybody. Says Pauline. Sounds a bit muffled. Am I still sounding muffled? I feel like I sound muffled in my head. I don't think it might be the computer. Good morning, Natalie and everyone. Yeah, I sound a bit muffled. Is it any better now? Oh dear. Sounds like your mic is covered. Right, let me have another little go in the settings. About now. Is this any better? This is the only other option I've got, so I'm hoping this one's better. Good morning, Anne, and everybody in an overcast Runcorn today. And you're not far from me at all in Runcorn. I used to work in Runcorn. Yeah, I'm still sounding a bit muffled. It was good to go out and have a chat with people, says Mina. It's just nice to be back in kind of the real world, isn't it, Mina, and seeing people. I'm still muffled. Oh no, now it's better. Yay, better, much better. Yay. Oh, well, that's lovely. So what have you missed with my muffled sound? Nothing really. I'm just telling you about the amazing bargains that you've got on today. So without further ado, I will take us over to the website. Now, the offer today is, it is an amazing bundle. You are going to get to pick your beads. So if you go on to totallybeads.co.uk, and you can click in the video tutorial there at the top, or you can scroll down and see the video tutorials. Before we begin, can I get this to show you the wonderful offer? If I click that, no, it's going to take me onto the spiral kit there, isn't it? Okay, so we've got an offer on for you today. If you spend over £50, you can use a code to get a discount. Oh, there you go. So you get £10 off with August 1021.
£14.21. If you spend £25, you get £5 off. So definitely make sure you're remembering to put those voucher codes in at the end of checkout. So coming to video tutorials, and today is the window hangings. So if you would like, you can pick whichever way you want and you can buy them separate. Today I'm using a 1mm and a 0.4mm. The bundle of beads is down from £16 to £10 today. So if we have a little look, you'll get to see all these gorgeous things. There's so much in this kit. You'll be able to make numerous window hangings. You'd even be able to make a bit of jewellery if you like. I think the heart pendants are beautiful and they'd make a gorgeous necklace as well. So these are the type of things that I'm going to be showing you how to make today. I'm going to show you just how to do a couple of these components, and you can see you can put those together whichever way you want. I think they've got quite a nice autumnal feel. I think I've just given up on summer now, so I'm looking forward to the seasons ahead. So we've gone for these lovely, you can get silver coloured beads in your pack and clear crystals. We've got lovely amber and gold coloured ones. And you've also got your black and your kind of dark greys, which are beautiful as well. So they're your offer today. As I say, they are limited. So if you would like them, please get them. So everybody's saying it, the sound's much better. Oh, that's a relief. That's good. Lucy is sharing you the link as well there. If you need it, you can click on that one. We've got lots of you here today. So I take it most of you are on a bank holiday Monday then, aren't you? Oh, Hannah, she says she's sitting in the garden watching, and it's sunny there. So how lovely for you, Hannah. Hannah, your makes have been gorgeous. I loved what you did with the Billy bracelet. I love seeing everything that you make, all of you. So when you can share them in the handmade group, it makes me feel like a proud mum when I think, oh, I came up with that and now they've made it a million times better and it looks awesome, and I wouldn't have thought to do that with it, and next time I make them, that's what I'm going to do. So you inspire me by sharing your make, so thank you so much. Lucy says, these look lovely. I think the bundle might just find its way into my basket. You're getting loads in there today, Lucy, absolutely loads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you straight down onto the mat. And you can see it's really hard to get them in shot because I've made them quite long, but you can make these as long as you want, as small as you like, and you can do whatever you want in terms of putting those together. You can add whichever beads. I mean, you're getting all of the beads in the pack, so you can mix and match them. I tend to put them in kind of colour theme, but I think they actually all look really lovely together, so you can mix them up. So the first thing I'm going to show you today is how to make one of these spirals. And I think it looks lovely on the top. I also think it looks lovely hanging from the bottom. And as I say, you can add these in your garden. You can put them on the wall outside. You can put them in the wall inside, whatever you want to do with them. So to make the spiral, I'm going to take a 1mm wire, and I'm going to cut about 12 inches of my wire. So I'm going to unravel it off my coil and I'm going to measure it out. So I'll leave that there for now. So I'm going to cut about 12 inches. And I'm using the 1mm because it's a little bit more sturdy. It's going to give you a little bit more structure. So if you are hanging things below it, it's going to keep that nicely kind of in place. It's not going to be flopping about for you. I'm also going to get out some of our beautiful beads to show you. So we've got some lovely wire pendants. So you're getting a gold coloured one, kind of stainless steel coloured one, and also this beautiful silver wire heart. And all the hard work is done for you there. You don't have to make these yourself. They're already wire wrapped and ready to go. And then we're going to get these beautiful crystal hearts as well. So these look really pretty, and I think they catch the light really nicely. So that's why you could call it a sun catcher, because they're going to glisten and shimmer. They are faceted. So if I give that just a little twirl, if that's dangling from the bottom of your sun catcher or window hanging, that's going to be twinkling away there. And we've also got the amber coloured one as well. So the amber coloured one and the black one are slightly larger. So you might want to put them in the middle, you might want to put them on the top. These are something a little bit different, Lucy, yeah. And you're also going to get some little wire beads, and they come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. So you can see with this one, which is kind of like a diamond shape, I hung that from the top of my spiral. We've also got little ones, and they're really pretty. You can just pop your wire through there and it's all done for you. I kind of feel like I'm cheating a little bit with these products today because they're all so lovely. You're getting a variety of different coloured beads and crystals, so they're not all wire wrapped beads. So there's just so much in this bundle today, and for the price, it's definitely worth your money. You're going to be able to make all sorts with these. This reminds me like a little ball of yarn that a kitten would play with. It's really pretty. And I know some of you probably do have cats, because I've seen pictures of them sitting on your bead mat helping you out. I think cats are funny. They always sit on whatever you're doing, don't they? Well, mine always have. Okay, so we're going to start with the spiral. So I've cut about 12 inches, but again, you can cut whatever size you like, depending on how big you want to make your spiral. And then you can take your round nose pliers, or you can take your bail step pliers. And we're just going to make a loop. I'm going to use this second biggest one. And I'm going to pop my wire in there and just curl that round. So you can do, in fact, I might use the bigger one. We're just going to curl that all the way once. You can use your round nose pliers for this as well. So I'm making that little loop. The loop will cross over. So we've gone round one and a little bit times. And this is going to be what our spiral or top or whatever it is. If this is the top, then this will be what's going to hang on your wall or on a branch in the garden or wherever you're putting it. And you can put another thread through this if you want to at the top to make it bigger. But when we wire wrap this, that will secure it and make it nice and sturdy, having that little loop there. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is going to take something cylindrical. So you can use whatever you want. You can use a tin. You can use anything. I'm always going to use my trusty child's toy. So this is my non-brand beans. It's just a wooden cylinder. I find it quite handy to shape most things. And I'm just going to start bending that wire in the opposite direction of where the spiral is. And I'm just going to start shaping that round. I'm going to lie that flat so you can see it this way. Lucy says she needs them pliers. I'm sure they do them on Totally Beads, the bail step pliers. I mean, the round nose pliers do exactly the same thing. The only thing I think is good really with the bail step is if you look at your round nose, they are tapered. So they start off thicker at the top and then they get thinner down towards the bottom. Whereas with your bail step pliers, they're the same thickness all the way through. So if you're making earrings, for example, you're going to want to have your loops symmetrical on both earrings or on both ear wires. So if you're trying to make a few loops or a few turns, then these are really handy for that. And you can choose which size you think is best. So we've curled this wire round, just shaping it ever so gently. So I'm getting that circle shape, and you'll see because I've cut 12 inches, it goes round that little bit extra. And all that's doing is just putting a little bit of form and a little bit of a curve into that wire. So when I take that off, we've got this nice circle. Now, if you wanted, you could wire wrap these two ends together and you've got yourself a lovely circle to maybe make a tree of life or something in the middle. But I want to make it as a spiral. So I'm going to take that additional bit of wire and I'm just going to start curving that in a little bit more with my fingers and my thumb, just to shape it. And you can be quite, tough with the wire if you want to. It's a really good gauge to work with because it's sturdy enough, but you can still move it about. So it's making that shape now, and I'm quite happy with that shape, but I'm going to want another little curl in the end. So I'm taking my bail step pliers again, going to use the slightly smaller one this time, and I'm just going to continue to curl that round a little bit, like that. So that is my end shape. Now, if you want, you could always wrap your beads onto this first and then shape it if that's easier for you. But I like to do it this way and then work my way out of the spiral. So to wrap on whatever beads you've chosen, I'm going to use the 0.4 wire today. And I'm going to cut quite a long length off it. But it doesn't matter if I run out of 0.4 wire because I'll show you how to attach some more on. So I'm going to wrap it in groups of 10. So I'm going to start by placing my 0.4 on this little curve that we've got coming in here. And I'm going to hold on to that tail to give me something to work with. And I'm just going to be bringing the 0.4 through and wrapping that round. Actually going to turn it this way because I'm finding it easier to hold it that way. So put your 0.4 through the middle of your spiral, and you can do any shape. You don't have to do a spiral. You could do a heart. I was going to do a moon, but I think I'm going to probably do more of those shapes come Halloween and autumn time. So we're just wrapping this on. So I've wrapped it on once, through the middle again. Ooh. It's going to be a fiddly one for me today, I think. I haven't had enough coffee. Wrapping that on twice. Once you've got it started, it's really straightforward. It's just getting to anchor it on to begin with, which is a little bit tricky sometimes. That's 3. Bringing it round. 4. Now you can wrap this as many times as you want. I thought it looked nice with 10 wraps and a bead, 10 wraps and a bead, because eventually I'm going to wrap all the way around here. So all of this outer frame will be wrapped and looking nice and neat. And all I'm doing when I wrap this round, every couple or every few wraps that I've done, I'm just pushing them together with my fingers so they sit nice and neatly together. And I'm making sure that these wraps are sitting next to each other, like so. They're not overlapped. I'm just trying to read through your comments. What are we replying to Lucy with here? Let me see. Someone told me the obsession would get a bit easier as time sort of goes on. Mine gets worse. Is this the obsession with beading? Because it doesn't. Whoever told you that, Lucy, was telling you fibs. This one. What did you miss? What have I missed? Angela, thank you so much for the stars. That's really kind of you. Yeah, no, the obsession of beading, it just gets worse the more you do, because the more you do, the more you love it, the more ideas you get, the more you need. But with our fabulous offers on today, now's the time to be truly obsessed. So once you've wrapped on your 0.4, you can then choose which way you want your beads. Now, with the last one, I did the pattern of the larger round and 2 faceted. Oh no, I did 3 faceted little ones. And then I did a larger. And that was my pattern repeat. But you can do whatever you want, whatever you think looks pretty. And you can mix and match your colours too. So I'm popping on the large bead. I am moving my wire to where I want this bead to start. I've still got my tail end. Don't worry about that. We can cut that off in a bit. I'm positioning the bead where I want it. This will slightly change shape. That's okay. You can readjust it at the end. And I'm going to position my bead on so this wire is running horizontally through the bead and coming out the other end so I can carry on those wraps. I mean, I am doing 10, but I think I should probably do a little bit less. Otherwise, you're just going to be watching me wrap this on over and over again. And I don't know how entertaining that's going to be for you. I mean, I just think Lucy says she really likes this project and she likes the whole idea of home decor type of things. It's just nice to do something a bit different. I mean, the amount of stuff you're getting in your kit, as I say, I think these would look beautiful wire wrapped as a pendant. I think they'd be too heavy for earrings, but you're getting so many beads in there. If you still want to do your jewellery, then you can. But it is nice to have something a little bit different. I tend to make like a wall hanging, usually pretty much every autumn. And I tend to add things like conkers and whatnot to them, make kind of like an autumny wreath. I know last Halloween we made the spiders, didn't we, around that time, which I also added onto like conker wreaths and things like that. And I just think it's just nice to bring the season into the home. But, you know, they would also look really lovely in the garden, which is quite summery. So you could even put them on your front door, I suppose. You could do whatever you want with them. Okay, so once I've wrapped one bead, add in another. This time I'm going for this tiny, lovely little amber colour crystal. In fact, what I'm going to do is I am going to cut this tail end off at the moment because it's starting to get in the way. So I'm trimming it and then I'm just pushing it down with my pliers to make sure that that's not going to catch on my fingers while I'm working with it. And again, position the bead with your finger where you want it and bring that wire through. Now, the more you do on your spiral, this is the trickiest part because it's curled in. When you start getting to this bit, it's really straightforward because it's on the outside. So as I say, you might think you actually want to do your wrapping of your beads beforehand and then shape it round afterwards. In fact, Linda's just asked that. Could you wrap the beads on first and then cut it into the shape? You most certainly can, yes. I think the only reason I did it this way was because I wanted to know which way my beads should be facing. So I wanted them on the outside of this curl, and also kind of wanted to design it as I go in terms of what beads I think look nice in what order. You can do it the other way. It's probably easier to do it the other way. But then I also know exactly my shape and my size before I start adding those beads on. And as I say, it does get easier once you've done this middle bit. So I'm just pushing every few times those wraps around that 1mm wire with my finger, just to make them nice and neat. And you can push and into position those beads as you go. Don't think I'm going to do 10 wraps on each, because we will be here a lot longer than the hour, and I'm sure you've got other things you'd like to be doing with your bank holiday today. What are you doing with your bank holiday today, or your Monday? Some of you might not be having a bank holiday, you might be in work. My son has gone the park with his dad, so the husband's took him out to get him out the way. Otherwise he'd be all over my beads and you'd have to listen to him sing. Probably I Can Sing a Rainbow is his favourite song at the moment. But he also loves a gadget and loves the computer. So he'd be pushing all my buttons. So I asked the husband nicely if he would take him out for a little bit while I'm with you this morning. So hopefully later this afternoon, if the weather stays nice, I don't know, we might go for another walk or something. I must say, actually, happy anniversary to my mother and father-in-law. They've been married 46 years today, and tomorrow is my mum and dad's anniversary, and they've been married 42 years tomorrow. So happy anniversary to you all. Hope you're having, I don't know, a lie-in, maybe you're getting breakfast in bed or something nice. Who knows? I have to remind mother and father-in-law every year that it's their wedding anniversary. They always forget. So adding your beads on as you go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what to do if you run out of wire. So if, say, I was running out of wire, I haven't done 10 wraps there in the middle. It's nice to do the same amount of wraps because then your beads are even when they're on. But say if I was running out of wire, I would wrap 5 times instead. And then I would cut and flatten down that little bit of tail. And then I would add a new piece on by just coiling around 5 more times and then adding the next bead. Jan, thank you so much for the stars. You're all being very generous. Okay, so what that's going to do is that's going to start to build up, and then you can shape it as you want. I'm going to show you what will happen when you get to this bit here at the end. So we're going to pretend that this wire goes all the way round and all of our beads are on in whatever pattern and colour order we wanted. So I'm going to push this up. I'm going to cheat a little bit and show you the end process. I'm going to continue to add my beads. See how much easier it is when you get to the outside bit. You can literally just wind that wire around and keep pushing it down. Do think these little crystals are so pretty because, again, they're faceted. They really do sparkle and catch the light. Okay, so when I got to the end of my beautiful spiral, I'm going to take the wire and I'm going to put it through this loop that we made at the beginning. And I'm going to just carry on as normal, but I'm binding those wire that make that circle or that loop together. And that's just going to give it that extra bit of sturdiness. So there's no way your hoop is going to unravel. And if you've done a large enough loop, you can always, if you fancy as well, add a bead onto that. And have your beads sitting, oh, cross that wire over a little bit, sitting in the middle of this. Julie says, this may have just fallen into my basket. Well, you've got to have a treat once in a while, haven't you, Julie? And you are going to be getting so much in your kit. I mean, you could have one absolutely massive, beautiful, multi-dangling window catchers, or you could have lots of little ones. Okay, so you're just going to wrap it like this. You don't have to wrap your full circle or your full loop. This one, I have just wrapped the end on there. Can you see that? But if you want, you can wrap all the way round. And then when you're happy that that's secured enough and you've added all your beads on, you're just doing the same process of cutting off your tail end and sticking that in. And I'm gonna finish that on the inside of that loop. So anytime that you've finished your wire, you just want to make sure it is tucked right in before you add your next one on, if you need to add another one on. So it should look something like this, and you can need to tuck that tail end in a little bit more. You can add whatever beads you want. I actually think one would look really pretty with a mix of colours on it. I think that would look even more autumnal. So I'd want to add probably the greys into this one. I'm definitely going to be making another one. I'm going to be working on that later on. Okay, so that's how to make your spiral. And as I say, you can have your spiral as the top part, or you can have that dangling on the bottom. To attach your other beautiful beads is really simple and entirely up to you on how you want to do it. So take a piece of your your 1 mil wire. Again, this can be whatever size depending on the length that you choose to make with our cutters. There they are. And you can make a little wrapped loop at the top, and you can use that to hang over your frame, or in the case of these ones where I've put my loop at the spiral rather at the bottom, I've done exactly the same again in making that little circle so we can hang that from the top instead. So what I tend to do is I tend to have a play how I want to put my beads on first. So if I am using one of these, I will put it through the middle of the wire shape, and I'm going to pop it right through until it reaches the top. And when it comes out the top, I'm just going to push that down a little bit like this. I'm going to put it through this little hole at the top. So if you're using the heart shape, or if you're using these, what would you call these, little ovals maybe? If it's easier, I'm going to put a little bend in with my pliers, because I've got a long piece of wire, it's knocking off the bottom. And I'm just going to take my pliers just to put a little curve in there to pull that through. And then with my flat nose, I'm going to pull that wire through the top. So you can make your circle and your loop at the top of this. You can wrap it directly over if you know this is where you want it, or if you're having it at the top, you're just going to make that little curl go all the way around your pliers or your bail step pliers. And I'm going to bring that around a couple of times and just trim off any of the extra, just where we put that little curve in it, and flatten them down together with my pliers. There you go. Now, to get this to hang central through the middle of this one, I take my wire and I'm just bringing the end right the way through. I'm pulling that. So I've made this loop and I'm just giving it a little pull. So that's going to hang now right through the centre and come out the bottom. And you can add your beads directly onto this wire, depending on the size that you're using. These lovely ambery coloured ones go directly on. So I say it's quite an informal make today because I'm just showing you little ideas and you can do whatever it is that you fancy. I'm going to add one of my gorgeous wire beads on. So I'm just finding a little gap in the wire there. And I'm going to post my 1mm through the middle of that. So that sits on 2. And then to make these curly bits, you can use your pliers again, these little loops. You can use your bail making pliers if you want to make sure that the size is correct. And all I'm going to do, when I say the size is correct, the size is the same on each loop. Bringing that wire around, turning my pliers and bringing that all the way around to make a loop. So when I take out my bail step pliers, I've created a little circle there. And again, if you want to, you can add a bead on in between. What I love about this project is you can be creative. There's no this is how it's done and that's how it's done. All I'm going to do there is just check which loop I used. Use that one. Okay. So this time I'm putting it on the opposite side. Let's get a bit of focus going on here. Bringing that wire around and moving my bail pliers a little bit so I can get that to continue to run straight around that loop. I do think the colours of all of the beads are beautiful, but I love these amber ones. They are just so pretty. They remind me of golden sunshine. Okay, so again, popping it on. We double check which one I used. I used that one, so we want it the same size. I'm popping it on the opposite side and bringing that wire all the way around, slightly moving my pliers to bring that wire to continue to run straight. And I'm making it up as I go. I'm thinking, actually, that one would look nice there, and this one would look nice there. That I think is the good thing for me to being able to design these prior to showing you, because I made 3, and each one was slightly different, and that's what I like about it. You get in a choice of beads and a whole lot of creativity in your pack. So that will just add that little bit of length. I think I've used the wrong size there, didn't I? Let's check. I did. But that's okay. I'm just going to pop it back in and tighten that up a bit more. So as I've put it in the wrong size loop, I'm just going to put it in the right size loop and bring that down. Okay, so you're just adding a little bit of length to that. And then I always tend to think that the hearts look the prettiest on the bottom. But again, that's just my preference. So I'm going to put this time. Oh, let's have a little look at some of the other shapes and the different colours. This look nice with it? Yeah, let's try this one. So I'm going to just find a little gap in the wire. If you can't find one that runs completely central, you can always get your round nose pliers. Just pop that through just to make the little space that you want that wire to come down. I'm going to pop that on. And then I'm going to add some more beautiful beads. This time, I think I'm going to use some of these crystals. Just so you can see the difference in the colour. And again, the holes in these ones are big enough to just directly put them onto the wire. But with the smaller ones, I think they look pretty and a bit more detailed when you're wire wrapping them on like that. And I'm just sitting having a play now, thinking, what shall I put on next? What shall I put on next? I kind of want to put a bit of everything on just to show you, but I do also think less is more. Yeah, less is more. Okay. So to put on the hearts, again, entirely up to you how you want to make those little dangles. I'm going to have to go for a little bit of symmetry on the end because I can't quite do chaos. I always think I'll just spill a load of beads and I will just pick them up at random, but I can't. I just can't. have to have some sort of pattern order. Okay, so if I was adding on my lovely heart, what colour should we use? We're going to use this amber one. All I'm doing is, you'll notice at the top, it's got a little hole. Can you see that little hole there? So you pop in that wire again. The 1 mil's perfect because it fits through things, but at the same time, it's sturdy enough. And I'm just positioning that through that heart. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that wire back up. I'm going to wrap it around our central hanging part. So it's acting like a wrapped loop. Just wrap that right round. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some decorative curls and more beads onto this, just to keep it looking pretty. So I'm going to go for one of these ones. And then another one of these ones. This is just a lovely activity you can do just to distract yourself from whatever you want. If you just want, I don't know, 20 minutes of just making without much thought and just pure enjoyment, this is the one for you. So to make my spiral, I'm going to use my round nose pliers. I'm going to take the very end of that wire, so there's nothing poking out. I'm not holding it there, so you're not getting a tail sticking out. I'm holding it right up to the end, and I'm just going to put a little curve in that till it becomes a full turn, so it's meeting itself. And then I'm going to keep going. But what I don't want is, I don't want these wires to sit underneath. I want them to become next to each other, so it starts to spiral round. Can you see that? Okay. If you want, if you've got your nylon pliers, you can hold that over the top, and then you're not scratching your wire. Again, these are also sold on Totally Beads. I think the nylon coated pliers are about £10, and they will last you for ages. And you can get new tips for them if you need to. And I'm just curling that round. You don't need the nylon pliers. I'm just using them to make this spiral without marking my wire too much. And I'm going to flatten that in, so that will hang down the middle of my heart like so. And it's really hard to show you how they hang while I'm holding them flat, to be honest, because you've got a lovely dangle. So if they were up vertical, you'd see there is a slight movement in this. So if they were in the garden, it'd kind of rock and twist a little bit in the breeze. And then you can just add them together as you want. So for this one, I was going to attach that on there, wasn't I? So you can attach this on as you make it, or you can just open it up a little bit. And thread that back on through. I'm going to show you the one that I've previously made so you can see again. In fact, if I turn myself up big and show you how these hang, so the movement in them. So you've got your spiral, which is sturdy enough. It's not going to lose its shape there. Sometimes if you use a thinner gauge wire, any weight on it will just pull that down and distort it. But it's still malleable. You can still add more of a curl and a twist to that if you want to. And then I've got my little looped bits in the middle. And it just dangles lovely. I just think they're really straightforward to do. And I love the fact that, as I say, and I keep saying, you can just do what you want with them. So if you think, actually, I want my spiral on the bottom, you can pop your spiral on the bottom. You can use these lovely hearts as a focal top bit. On the darker one, again, same process, just added the wire through it. And then instead of doing the curls, I literally just popped my bicones and my crystal beads directly onto the wire. And you can even bring that wire back up. You see at this bit here, and just wrap that round. And you can add more decorativeness to that. And I've just done my little spiral there at the top of the heart. It just dangles so pretty. And that's how easy they are to make. I will repeat, they are only £10 today for all of those beads, and they should have been 16. So we do have limited stock. If you want them, get them quick. And don't forget to use your offer code as well today if you've got your offer code on. So, a short but sweet make. I really enjoyed that. I just like making it up as I go, to be honest. Obviously with tutorials, it's all prepped, it's all prepared. I've got ideas in mind, but I like to just think, as I'm making it, oh, wouldn't that bead look pretty? And I'll pop that on as I do it. And so I'm with you all this week. I'm with you on Wednesday and I'm with you on Friday as well. So what are we doing on Wednesday? Do you want a sneaky peek of Wednesday? I know you love a sneaky peek. I'm really excited about Wednesday's make because it is wire again. What I'm going to be showing you, pop you down back on my mat and I will show you what I'm doing with you on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, we are making these beautiful gemstone circular pendants. And I'm even going to show you how to make matching earrings to go with them. They are so straightforward to do. You're only going to need 1 gauge of wire and you can choose the beautiful colours. Look at them. Again, I'm at that point where I just don't know what my favourite is because the colours in them are so lovely. I'm thinking they're reminding me of sun, sand, sea and sky. So this is probably going to be the last of my summer themed makes because summer's gone. We've just got to get over the fact that that's it. Summer's gone. I'm getting ready and excited for autumn, to be honest. Shall I show you what I was working on last night? This was just something for me last night. Excuse me leaning over you. I decided, in fact, if I show you it, can you tell me what you think this is? What do you think that looks like? It's goldstone with malachite chips, but what do you think that is? It might be easier if I show you that way, mightn't I? Let me get you bigger. It is, it's a pumpkin. So I thought I'd go for something a little bit autumn like, or a bit Cinderella. Lucy, I was thinking of you because, you know, you're our princess, aren't you? So yeah, I've been thinking of some autumn kind of makes because I started thinking of Christmas and I think, am I getting a bit carried away? Am I too early? But you need to prep, don't you? You need to prepare and to plan. So yeah, Christmas makes will be coming soon, which I'm really excited for too. So yeah, Wednesday we've got the beautiful circle pendants and earrings, and on Friday there won't be any wire at all on Friday. We're going to be using tiger tail, and I'm going to be showing you how to make some stunning necklaces and bracelets. They're so easy and they're just so lovely. So before I say goodbye to you all, I just want to double check if there was any questions that I've missed. What are you up to here? Esther says, I shall be able to have a play since I'm non-mobile, and hopefully my wrist will be able to cope. Oh, what have you done to yourself, my love? Are you okay? Yeah, a tiger tail for you on Friday, because that won't cause any problems to your wrist at all whatsoever. I've been asked by Pauline, is there a hook at the top? Is this for the hangers that we've made today? No, Pauline. What I've done is I've just made that little loop, so you can put, depending on what you're hanging it onto. I mean, you could put like a keychain hook through it if you wanted to, but that would sit nice if you don't know, if you had a little picture hook or something, you can just put that directly onto that. So all we've done there is just make that loop ourselves at the top. Yeah, so I've answered that one for you. So I love how you, what's this one say? Leanne asks, I love how you do the leaf. I shall have to replay. Most of these things come already done for you. You're literally just putting things together. They're really, really straightforward and lovely and easy to do. Ruth asks, how do I stop spending money? Or even better, how do I stop the bank seeing me spend? Ruth, I can't help you with that. You just got to think, well, what am I spending money on? Of all the obsessions you can have in life, isn't it lovely to have an obsession with sparkly things? It's good for your health. It's brilliant for your mental health, Ruth. So you're just investing in yourself. So don't feel guilty. Just enjoy it. Get them, enjoy it. Get them today because there's a real good bargain. We are limited stock on these bundle of beads. So for £10, they can be yours before they completely go out of stock. And you will have an ability to use your August discount codes as well. So thank you very much, Simon, for giving us those August discount codes. Right, my lovelies, whatever you are doing today, have a lovely, lovely one. Hope you have a great week, and I hope that you come back with me on Wednesday, and I will see you then. So lots of love to you all. Love and light. Take care.